Okay. Hey, welcome to another live video. It just so happened to be that I have, I don't know, like 30 minutes before I head home. So I was thinking I should show how I am coloring the Vegeta pattern. Let me show you the computer. Over here there's an image of the Vegeta that shows some color. I already finished the piece in Illustrator, and last time I couldn't stream from my iPad, so I changed that. Also changed the lighting, so this time I'm not visible only as a dark shape in front of the computer screen. So come and have a look. Maybe you're already familiar with Procreate. If not, then I can show you something interesting. If so, I can still show you something interesting. So, come, have a look. Alright, so this is the my iPad. And I really like to work from my iPad. As I showed you just before, hold on. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna switch the camera now very briefly. I really like to have an example right in front of me. So I'm just going to work here on my iPad. You can look over the shoulder with me. And I've positioned the camera right in front of me so you can actually see what I am seeing right here. Okay, so this is Procreate. And in Procreate I map out all these patterns, and I like to draw them as well, color them as well. By request, people on Patreon started to ask this from me, because it really helps them select which glass colors they can use, which I think is just a perfect suggestion, so I'm very happy to be able to address this. So for this Vegeta, I made some minor changes in comparison to the last session, and I'm just using the Apple Pencil, nothing special about it, apart from on my screen I have this paper feel-like film around it. It's like a plastic, and it really does the trick. I'm really happy with this. I don't know if it's called paper-like. If it isn't, it should be called like this, but it's just like paper. It's great. Alright, so in my design I like to work in folders, and in my folders I have like the line work. I usually start also with an outer frame, and I can always lock those layers so I can't by accident delete them or make a mess about it. Right, so back to the example. I have a folder with colors. I'm going to my top layer of those two, and I start adding the yellow hues. This is a very mundane thing to do, but it's nice and soothing, and I'm sure that there are millions of ways to do this, and there are better ways to do this as well. For now, this is how I am doing it, and if you have suggestions on how to, I don't know, speed up this process, you can always leave me a comment here down below. I would love to know more about it. And also, I'm very well, not fond. I'm thinking many creators in stained glass like to draw it on paper, so maybe that's a nice point for discussion. Like, are you a fan of doing this on paper, or do you also design digitally? And please tell me why. What favors you to do the first or the second? Looking at Vegeta right there, I think this is all about the yellow he's gonna get. Like the shoulder blades, or I don't know what they're called, parts, and then the parts where the stomach is, like the abs. And so I'm not doing anything about shading now, I'm just filling in all the different colors I think I will need. And I start with the top ones, so the detailed colors. Let's head over to the blue I'm seeing here. So there are like a lot of use of blue, even more on my screen than on a recording of my screen. Maybe I can change the lighting a bit. I think this is better. So let's start with his eyebrows. His pupils. And then later on I'm gonna give it more detail, so just mapping out the larger parts. We're gonna use the same color here for his hair. And then we need to address the blue from his suit, the general skin tone, and then we can talk about things for the background. Oh, different layers, right? Just notice that here. Okay. Alright. So like I said, this is kind of time consuming, but yeah. This would be a perfect moment to, I don't know, start watching some Dragon Ball Z. If I were at home doing this, then I would definitely sit on the couch and watch something that really has to do with the pattern I'm creating. I really like to be in touch with the subject, so in this case I would definitely check out some Dragon Ball Z. Yesterday I was working on the Iron Man and also on the Doctor Strange pattern, and I noticed that the new Doctor Strange was on Disney Plus, so I started watching. Which one do you favor, the Iron Man or Doctor Strange? And did you see the latest Doctor Strange movie? What did you think about it? I didn't finish it yet. I was a bit tired yesterday evening, but so far it looked really good, and I'm really interested in the part the Scarlet Witch is gonna play. Yeah, it looked like fun. Okay, I'm just noticing that the colors are a little bit different on camera, so maybe if I dial it down you would... I'm not sure. Okay, so chances are that you're getting the neon version of this, so who knows. I guess that's really because everything is new. I haven't tested this before, so sorry, but let's just continue. So on another layer I'm gonna add the darker blue, and if I look closely to the screen here, then I think it's about this hue. So maybe you can check with me. I think I'm here in the area, like what it could be, like we're getting close. So where does he have this color? So he has like this, over here he has a color which we can turn blue, and basically it's like a bodysuit, right? So everything underneath the armor is just this darker blue, which is going to look wonderful in glass. I really like to use dark colored glass. Alright, so he has gloves which are white, same for his breastplate, so we're just gonna fill in the arms, and then there's the waist and the legs, and then it will start looking like the Vegeta we can see here. Alright, zoom in. So one trick I learned from the Procreate app is that you can just draw the borders, and then you can select a swap, and it will, like a paint bucket in Paint, it will fill. So that's great. Again, maybe I'm doing this in a very inefficient way. If so, please let me know. If you have like tips and tricks that will improve this, then this part of the process, then don't hesitate and leave a comment. And in the meantime, I'll just keep working on it. So this pattern is part of the Patreon that I'm doing. Like every month we're creating new patterns. There's like a community. Yeah, it really became like a community, and so far there are 49 people supporting this month's pattern making, which is all about heroes. So we started this month with a poll, like which heroes are we gonna make. The Wolverine was a given, because I'm working on that with Oceanside, so I figured that one should really, because I'm building it, we should definitely make use of that. It turned out to have some nice video footage as well, which you can see here on my YouTube. And I'm montaging a total video, which also will be perfect for Oceanside to share as well. And maybe they can even chime in, because they have videos also about how their glass is being made. So if we can make a nice combination of the real production process of the glass that I used in the Wolverine, that would be a wonderful match, and really give some nice insight in the production side of things. But yeah, so this pattern is part of the Patreon support from this month or campaign, and as with everything, you can of course have access to these patterns as well by obviously joining the Patreon. Until the end of the month we're doing the heroes, and the heroes are the Vegeta. I also have, let me show you, an Iron Man, then we have the Wolverine, and I'm still working on Doctor Strange. Here's the example piece, here's the pattern, and coming back to Vegeta. So 4 patterns this month. Normally there are more, but let's say that these patterns are like, well, very time consuming to make. So, which is why we're doing 4 of them for this month. Now it's time to do something about the background, and I'm going for a blue which is bright, but different from Vegeta's hair, and we're just gonna fill up this space, I think. We're working in the lowest level, so it doesn't matter if we're touching the other blue. Gloves is another situation though. So this is why I like to work in layers, because you have to be precise on certain parts. So usually I have 1 layer for each color also, because sometimes you just want to change the color, right? So for instance, this blue is too bright, so we're going to give it a little lesser blue. And if I do that when all the colors are on the same level, on the same layer, then all the colors might change just a little bit, which I don't want. So this is why I work in layers, which I find is the perfect reason to consider working digitally, next to being able to zoom in. That's just when I make a drawing on paper, and I still do, like almost daily, this is what I miss. Like I make a mistake and then I'm searching for Ctrl Z, or like undo, which you just can't. And zooming in, I really sometimes miss being able to add that much of detail or see things a bit more detailed, which working digitally provides perfectly. Okay, so because the patterns are being released at the end of this month, which is like in a day or 2 or 3, I think a day or 2, I'm making them in Illustrator. So here I've already, oh, I just noticed I forgot the yellow almost boot. So here I made the pattern. It's already ready, and then in the corner I will leave like a colored stamp. Like this is an example of how you could create it. So this is why they asked on Patreon, like, can you map out the colors as well. Talking about Patreon, here it is. Let me just show you. Okay, so because I'm from Europe, for me everything is in euros. So for a small fee, starting at $5, I think, you can just be part of our stained glass community, and you can see many posts that we've made. And every month I'm sharing a Dropbox folder which you can download from. Which has the patterns that you supported in the month you gave your support, which is really cool. Somehow I'm not logged in here, so this is all I can show you for now. Sorry, because I really wanted to show some behind the scenes, but that's something then for another video. Let's get back to the Vegeta, and well, for your consideration, if you like these videos being made and these patterns as well, please consider being part of our community. Perks are that you're getting the patterns for like a small fraction of the price they are going to be in my shop. You are also getting a discount, 50% of all my patterns in the shop, so even if it's just for a month, so that's kind of a good deal right there. And we are thinking about doing something with merch as well, so only thinking about it. I just subscribed to Gelato, so maybe that's a nice system we can use. And of course you can weigh in on the patterns that we are making. So we're doing polls, we're doing these kinds of videos. I'm still struggling with how to make something like Patreon exclusively, or I don't know, like an early release of things. That's something we're gonna figure out along the way. This live sessions doing is already new, so let's take it step by step. Going back to the yellow and the other layer. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe there are better ways. I don't know yet. I'll make sure to do my homework also next time concerning the techniques you can use in Procreate as well, because I'm sure there are deeper layers we can dive into. Okay, so far so good. Let me show you where we are now. It's almost time to head home and have dinner. Great. So, here we have Vegeta. Now, let's add some of his skin, which we're gonna find in this image here. So I'm looking for some kind of skin tone. I think I just found it. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay, so the perfect thing about the software is you can just like change it around and around and around. And this is what I like about it so much. Change the order of things, change the color of things, give it some shade, like I'm certain that here he will have some shade. Same goes for the ears. And maybe, that's something I didn't address yet in this video, we should also think about highlights. So when I work with a color, I tend to always work in trees. So there is the color in general, then there is a darker shade of the same color, and also a lighter shade of the same color. And if it's just drawing alone, then of course you can consider doing this, I don't know, maybe in 30 colors or in 10. But with glass I came to realize that from each, we'll say, family group, there are just a few colors available. So, which is why I like to work in trees. So you have the same effect, like, you know, like one tree is a tree, 3 trees is a forest. Same goes for colors. So one color blue is blue, and when you have 3 colors blue, then suddenly a piece can obtain some space, or the suggestion of being in a space. So that's something I think is very important to design. So this is where we are now. This is where I also want to end this video. Looking at the time I'm needed home. So for now let's end this here. I'm very thankful for you for your time and for checking in. I'll upload this video in the same sequence of the previous 2 videos. So if you're interested in a bit behind the scenes on pattern making, then these ones are the first ones I can offer. And then we'll get back to this design on Patreon, I think. I think this will be the last video we're doing right now. And if you have questions about this part concerning Procreate and Illustrator, please leave me a comment, because these comments I will use in the next video talking about the same topic, but then more scripted. So there will be less there will be more quality information. I've done my homework regarding nice workflow in Procreate, and it will be all the more worthwhile for everyone.